Santiago de Compostela is one of the most important pilgrimage destinations in the world, constituting, altogether with Rome and Jerusalem, one of the three holy places in Christendom. The pilgrimages started towards the beginning of the year 1000. For 10 centuries, the Way of St. James has been the main route of cultural communications in Europe. Nowadays, people from all over the world come just for the sake of a unique experience. The origins of the way lie somewhere between history and legend. Santiago the Elder was beheaded in the year 44. His disciples decided his body should rest in the land where he had preached, Hispania. For many years, his sepulchre remained hidden. Then, one day, at the beginning of the 9th century, an amazing array of brightly shining stars revealed the place where the saint's body rested. This array, or field of stars, Campus Stellae, gave name to what was to become the city of Santiago de Compostela. In the year 1122, Pope Calixtus II distinguished Santiago with the Holy Year Jubilee privilege, which occurs when the Apostles' Day, the 25th of July, falls on a Sunday. The classic route for the pilgrims remains unaltered since the 10th century. This route was described in the 12th century Codex Calixtinus and was known as the French Road. The Aragonese stretch begins in the Pyrenean mountain pass of Somport and runs along the old Roman path to Jaca. The features of its Romanesque cathedral are repeated throughout the other cathedrals and churches along the Pilgrim's Way. Very near the route is the monastery of San Juan de la Peña, which is itself protected by an immense rock. In its distant past, it once harbored the Holy Grail. The Pilgrim's Way enters Navarra by the monastery of Leire. In Puente la Reina, we are joined by the pilgrims coming from Roncesvalles. The 13th century Royal Collegiate Church of Roncesvalles has offered the travellers shelter ever since the pilgrimages began. The construction of the Cathedral of Pamplona began in the 14th century. Its cloister is a magnificent example of Spanish Gothic architecture. From Puente la Reina, through the lands of Navarra, we arrive next at Estella. When crossing the Rioja region, the traveller is struck by the fields of vineyards and wine cellars. For centuries, this place has been home to one of the most famous wines in the world. In San Millán de la Cogolla, next to the Pilgrim's Way, are the monasteries of Suso and Yuso. monastery of Santa Maria la Real in Nájera was founded in the 11th century, next to a large solid limestone rock where an image of the Virgin was found. Santo Domingo de la Calzada bears the name of the sacred medieval architect who built bridges, roadways and hospitals for the pilgrims. The hospital built by Santo Domingo in the 11th century is today a comfortable parador or inn. The road enters the region of Castilla y León through the Oca Hills. The city of Burgos flourished during the Middle Ages, partly due to the traffic of the Pilgrim's Way. The Burgos Cathedral, Spain's third largest, is a magnificent example of Gothic architecture. On leaving Burgos, the road passes the Monasterio de las Huelgas Reales. In Fromista, the Romanesque church of St. Martin is the most complete example of its kind. The lands of Castilla, serene and infinite, guard the secret of their legendary past. León is one of the main stops on the St. James Way. Its cathedral, an example of Gothic architecture in Spain, is impressive for its stained glass windows and its stylized lines. La Real Colegiata de San Isidoro bears a curious similarity to the cathedral in Santiago de Compostela. During the holy years, the pilgrims enter the cathedral by the door of pardon. The old Pilgrims' Hospital is now a magnificent parador inn.